reports of violent protests and looting. Violence has erupted on the streets of South Africa
security personnel have been deployed.
Migrants are fleeing South Africa.
South Africa, a nation celebrated for defeating apartheid, a country admired for one of the world's most progressive constitutions, a nation built on the promise that every human being deserves dignity. Yet today, many South Africans say the country is reaching its limits. Communities are asking difficult questions. Why are public hospitals overcrowded? Why is unemployment among the highest in the world? Why are undocumented migrants entering the country despite border controls? And perhaps the most controversial question of all, is South Africa becoming xenophobic? Or is this something entirely different? This is Undocumented. Before examining South Africa's situation, we must first understand one word that has dominated headlines for decades: xenophobia. The word comes from the Greek words xenos, meaning stranger or foreigner, phobos, meaning fear. Together, xenophobia refers to fear, hostility, or prejudice directed at people because they are from another country. It can take many forms. Sometimes it appears as discrimination, sometimes as hate speech, sometimes through exclusion, and in the worst cases, violence. The United Nations defines xenophobia as attitudes, prejudices, and behavior that reject or exclude people perceived as outsiders. Reports from the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and the International Organization for Migration describe xenophobia as a challenge faced by many societies, particularly during periods of economic hardship and political instability. South Africa faces some of the toughest socioeconomic challenges in the world. Millions of citizens struggle with unemployment. Many communities experience shortages of housing. Hospitals often operate under pressure. Schools can be overcrowded. Municipal services frequently face financial and operational difficulties. Against this backdrop, immigration has become one of the country's most debated issues. Many South Africans believe undocumented migration places additional pressure on already stretched public resources. Concerns commonly raised include access to healthcare, housing, policing, informal trading, employment opportunities, and border security. These concerns are genuine and widely expressed in communities across the country. At the same time, researchers note that the scale of migration's impact is often difficult to isolate because South Africa's challenges also stem from factors such as slow economic growth, high unemployment, inequality, corruption, infrastructure failures, and weaknesses in public administration. One of the most contentious aspects of this debate is language. When violence targets foreign nationals, it is widely described as xenophobia. Yet many South Africans argue that this label does not fully capture what they are expressing. Some say their concerns are not about nationality itself, but about the state's ability to manage undocumented migration, enforce immigration laws, and provide services in communities already under strain. Others point out that many foreign nationals live, work, and run businesses peacefully alongside South Africans every day, and that blaming all migrants for the actions of a few is both unfair and inaccurate. At the same time, human rights organizations caution that frustration with government failures can sometimes be redirected toward migrants, leading to discrimination or violence. They argue that holding authorities accountable for border management and service delivery is different from targeting people because of where they were born. These differing perspectives are central to the national conversation, and understanding both is essential to understanding the issue. South Africa stands at a crossroads. One side says the country is under immense pressure and that stronger immigration enforcement is necessary. Another warns that anger can turn into prejudice and violence against innocent people. Some argue that both concerns can be true at the same time. A country can strengthen border control while also protecting the rights and dignity of every person within its borders. In the next episode of Undocumented, we'll investigate one of the most debated questions in South Africa today.